Hello Intuitors, it's Aria here and welcome to the Intuit Cafe. My plan in the weeks and the months ahead is to release a weekly reading by the sign of the zodiac, and in that reading I'll start out with a card spread that will give me like kind of a story, what the situation is, and then I'll be asking what are the blocks, what are the things that are preventing this situation from moving forward. Then at the end of that, you're going to have the opportunity to choose from 4 different action outcomes that might be the possible guidance for you at this time. And this is where I really am excited about giving you the opportunity to learn and hone your own intuition, to pick a reading that will either at that time help you know what's the best course of action to take or what's a course of action to avoid. Another way that you can use the readings at the end is if you're watching it and you're wondering what someone of that sun sign might end up doing at that time, then you can set the intention that whatever reading that you're guided to watch will be the most likely action or outcome that they take at this time, and it can kind of give you some insights on how things might progress in the future. So the way I view divination and utilizing your intuition to find or divine the kinds of information that are brought forth in readings like this is that basically once the reading is created, it's in the collective consciousness to an extent. And it has a specific frequency based on whatever it contains. So whatever frequency you yourself are tuned into at that time is like a certain trajectory. It's the direction that you're headed. And I really believe that as time goes on and you start learning how to tune into your own intuition, you truly will have the opportunity to attract the reading that has the most pertinent information for you at that time. And the same thing also works if you're watching this reading in regards to someone else. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, so this whole scenario really matches up to I know what's happening, but I don't have any control over what actions they take. And then you're asking your higher knowing to show you the reading that has the most likely match to where their frequency is at this time. And that's why you can end up getting a message that will be predictive of their next move. That rather than just saying, here's a general reading for everybody, it's saying, here's a starting point for everyone who's watching. If that starting point doesn't match up for you at this time, then maybe go watch a different sign of the zodiac, maybe your moon or your rising sign. But if it does resonate with you at this time, then you have the opportunity to pick the action or the outcome that are most in tune with where your trajectory is headed based on the frequency you're at. Now, without any further ado, let's get right into today's reading. All right, Capricorn, let's take a look at what we have for your reading this week. We'll start over here. We have the fox and sun. With the sun next to the fox, we're definitely bringing out the best characteristics that the fox has, including the fact that he has the ability or she has the ability to get their way through very tricky circumstances and situations and really come out on top. And the sun is assuring that you definitely will. So if you're facing some kind of challenges right now, know that you really do have it within you to accomplish your goals that you set out, especially the fox often has to do with work. It is a card about work. It is a card about being an entrepreneur. So if any of you are considering starting and launching something, right now is an amazing time astrologically for expansion in any kind, especially for Capricorn, because we have Jupiter in Capricorn. We have some other planets too. I'm not really up on all astrology, but from different people that I've been listening to, it really looks like it's such a good time to be starting any new venture. And the lilies is also about work and career, and it shows up here and saying with the anchor that you have very strong prospects. The lilies, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. So this message is really for someone out there that needed to hear this. You have very, very strong prospects over things that have been growing for some time. In like whether it was long-term investments or whether it was a business that you're wanting to get started, or even just if you're on the job somewhere and you're working for someone else, you really have all of the things that you've been setting up in place, the things that you have done so far over the span of your career has really built a firm foundation, and just a lot of success is going to be blossoming. When we look at the lilies mirrored with the sun, we have that, that really bright future of whatever entrepreneur things that you have. You have all of this skill of the fox coming in. Everything is very good. We do have the scythe in the very center. It is, for me, I actually really like the scythe because I love changes and sudden things, and you know, anywhere in your life where something needs to be cut away and gotten rid of, it's just saying that you have the ability to do that right now, or to suddenly bring in something new. So that will read for people in different ways right now. I'm almost like wanting to see where's the obstacle in this spread. Let me go ahead and turn these over. Again, I'm not surprised the key came up. I actually had felt that the fox has the key. He really is that person, and I believe it is you, who is able to you know, accomplish and achieve things, breakthroughs, you know, really just knowing what to do and having the ability to make anything happen right now. The sun comes up in the house of the woman. This could be you, or it could be someone else as well. That there is saying, if you have someone in your business, you know, this, whatever this area has to do with, but if there's another person involved in some way, they're really, they have a lot of the gifts and the ability, the creativity, and this like fresh perspective that will really help in this situation. If this is you, then you have all of that as well. So you're really the real deal at the moment. Okay, so the scythe comes up in the house of the road, and the road is about making decisions. So there's going to be some kind of sudden decision here that will either need to be made or that you will make in regards to this. And the lilies come up in the area of the clouds, so I feel like for a lot of you, you have had, you really are experiencing growth in an area that you had uncertainty before. So if you're still watching this reading and you're thinking, I'm not really sure what this might be about, then look to, in your life, the areas that you weren't certain about. Like maybe you had a new idea for a product or a business or a different take on how to do something. You weren't really sure if that was going to be the right way to go about it. It looks like it is. It looks like you'll make a sudden decision, or you'll be called to make a sudden decision, and when you do, just really trust yourself that that decision that is going to yield really good results. The anchor comes up in the house of travel. So right now it's saying that it's probably not like a good time right now to go anywhere. You should really stay put. So if you had a question about, oh, maybe I need to take this certain trip right now because it will help me in this business or whatever, it looks to me like it's just not necessary for most of you. You have really what it takes. You have the brightness, you have the intuitive, intelligence, and you're going to be able to manage this without going on a trip. Not to say that a travel in the future might not be a good thing. It still may be, but right now it looks like you don't need to do that, because the anchor is really talking about staying put and being grounded in whatever it is you're doing. So it kind of seems like you just need to work on what you have right there in front of you now. If you have any questions about an action and outcome from this spread, go ahead and make your choice at the end of this video from one of the 4 that I've presented. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you around soon.